Hello everyone and welcome to the Florida Aviation Network. My name is Lori Bradner and we are broadcasting live and in the clear from the 50th annual Sun and Fun. And I am so excited here today because as we are celebrating Saturday, our guests today are absolutely extraordinary. Today I have with me Angela West from Stallion 51, Richele Floyd from the ACE Center for Excellence, and our flight lead and STRATOS winner, Steven Tellmann. Thank you all for being here today as we're celebrating 50 years of Sun and Fun. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it's been 50 years.
It's amazing, isn't it? Well, we want to jump right into it. Stallion 51 has been an integral part, and of course Lee and Crazy Horse has been an integral part of Sun and Fun for what,
37 years, maybe even coming up on our 38th year.
Angela, it's amazing. I mean, I don't remember Sun and Fun without Crazy Horse and without Lee Ludwig. So, but we are here today to talk a little bit about the ACE, the Center for Excellence, as well as the STRATOS program. And that all started when Stallion 51 partnered with Sun and Fun and the Center for Excellence. So, Angela, can you tell us a little bit about that and the history?
Sure.
And just start us off.
Sure, Lori. Thank you very much for having me today and having Richele and Steven here. But yeah, this program started 10 years. So not only are we celebrating 50 years of Sun and Fun, we're celebrating 10 years of the STRATOS program as well this year. So over that time, when Lee and I, of course, Lee's always flown. He's flown here for 37 years, and we thought, how could we give back a little bit, because they had started the school, and how could we give back without, the donation, but a little extra. And so Lee and I sat down with Lights and came up with giving a senior who was graduating, who had excelled over and above, a flight in the Mustang with Lee. And so we started that 10 years ago.
Experience of a lifetime.
Yes, and it has been a hugely successful program, and I think Richele will attest to that as well. But yeah, we've had an incredible array of kids go through and get that flight.
Before we get in, because we're celebrating the past, the present, the future, of course, of Sun and Fun. Before we get into that, Angela, when we were talking, I think for our guests, and especially as an educator, we always like to hear how the STRATOS program and how the flights impact our young people. So Richele, before I get to you and ask you a little bit about the criteria for those that might not know, if you can tell more about the STRATOS program. Angela, you shared with me that you've got a list of those, and they're called flight leads.
They are.
Because they're the best of the best, but and I'm gonna coin KT's phrase, just a little bit more. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the past winners and where they are today?
Sure. Because of the 10th anniversary, I started going back and going, oh my gosh, I wonder where Mila's at. I wonder where Jenny's at. I wonder where Andrew Campbell's at.
Yes.
And so we started doing our research and we came up with a list. Started in 2015.
Awesome.
And the very first one was Michael Brown.
Okay.
And he is currently in Colorado and he's flying B-52s. Can you believe that?
Awesome.
It's incredible. Now, Taylor Avery was our second one. He's graduated Embry-Riddle, which is pretty incredible in its own right. And Lee graduated Embry-Riddle as well, so it's an alumni. Yep.
So he's following in Lee's footsteps.
He is.
I love
He's
it.
also got his commercial, his CFI,
Nice.
and he's an instructor, I believe, at Lake Wales. So now Mila, she is working in the medical field, and she is currently engaged to be married. And so,
congratulations,
and I think she's
shout out to
going
her.
into nursing,
flight nursing.
Flight nursing. Yeah. So
really,
so yeah, still aviation, not flying, but still aviation.
Partnering the two, medicine and aviation. Love it.
Next one was Andrew Pittman, and he has his A&P license. And I apologize for looking at my notes, guys. But
that's all right. There's a lot of them.
I know. And he's currently working at the Double M Aviation right here in Lakeland, right here at the airport, and as well as crew chief on a MiG-17, if you can believe that. Andrew Campbell, he graduated from the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy and is commissioned into the Navy Reserve.
Nice.
Jenny, her actual name is Jixana,
Okay.
but call sign Jenny.
Right.
She graduated Embry-Riddle as well in December,
Nice.
and she's working on her master's in human factors. She is one smart little girl. She is
Wow.
amazing. John McCaskill, currently flight instructor at Bartow Airport, and he has approximately 1,250 hours, and his goal is to go into the airlines. John
He's
is
well on his way.
He is. And our last year's recipient is Colby Lee. And Colby is a very, very interesting young man. He's attending the University of Auburn.
Okay.
And he's in the Navy ROTC and has over 250 flight hours with aspirations of the strike aviation in the Navy.
Really?
So all of these young men and women have all gone off to doing incredible things, and I can't wait to see what Steven is going to do as well.
Well, and you know, as educators, our goal is always to make an impact. And you can actually, you know, thank you for bringing the list, Angela.
Thank you.
Because it
Thanks.
shows the impact not only that Sun and Fun, but Stallion 51 and the STRATOS program has had on the future generations. And Richele, so that's a great segue to you to talk a little bit about the STRATOS program and, you know, tell us a little bit about the criteria. Just go ahead I know many of us know it. If we've been coming to Sun and Fun, we've heard it. We've talked to some of these young people like we're going to talk to Steven. But tell us a little bit for those that may not know about the program.
Well, it's a program that's offered for the students to engage in activities throughout the school year.
Okay.
So we set up an interest form for the students at the beginning of the school year, and they can fill the form out to participate. And then we start offering field trip type events. So we're trying to get the students out, helping them network, even teaching them maybe careers that they hadn't thought of. You know, behind the scenes tours of Tampa International Airport, always the tour of Stallion 51 in Kissimmee.
Yeah.
We've been to iFly, so just different varieties of aviation.
Okay.
And then there's competitions as far as essays, resumes, so that kind of thing. We're teaching them leadership skills and how to adult.
Oh, and let me ask you, when the students participate, what and so I look at it as a scholarship opportunity almost. It's just,
Yeah,
and you know,
really
it really is. With to me a better prize.
Yeah.
Actually,
Fly to
a chance to fly with Lee Lauterbach. That's a better prize for sure. Who judges these, Richele? How are they judged, and who judges them? Who looks at them to really determine? And maybe Angela, you can join in. I know KT touched on it. What are you looking for? What are you looking for in these flight leads?
Well, we include their educators here at the school as well. So they're recommended from their teachers. We also included Winter Haven Central Florida Aerospace Academy this year.
Awesome.
So that was a new project open to them. So we do involve the teachers and kind of get an inside look at how the students are performing, what's going on behind the scenes where we're not exposed to what's going on day to day.
Okay. And then how does Stallion 51 fit into that, Angela?
We get to meet the semifinalists, and then at the end, we interview those, or KT and I interview those individuals, and then the two, finalists are chosen.
Okay.
And that can be anywhere from 2 to 4 to 6 kids, and then we have to make the decision on the final, and it is such a tough decision, Lori, because all of these kids are amazing, and you know where they're going and where they came from in reference to their education and flying and or not. You know, Andrew was he wanted to inspire an A&P license.
Yeah.
You know, he loved aviation, but he wanted to go into working on the airplanes, and so it doesn't matter what field you're going into. It's that you have that love of aviation, which we all have. I mean, it's the reason why we do what we do on a daily basis. It's the reason why Richele is where she's at in her career right now, and where he is going in his. And so it's that love of aviation that we try to share with everybody and share with these young men and women who are up and coming.
Well, and Steven, it sounds, I'm gonna come to you. Sounds like it was a fairly rigorous process
Yes.
So from your perspective, how did you find the process? And can you tell us a little bit, first of all, from all of us here at FAN and from all of our viewers, we want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
And I am absolutely jealous. I know you are going to have an extraordinary flight. It's going to be awesome. But Steven, can you tell us a little bit about the process? And after that, will you tell us a little bit about yourself? Because you are truly a flight lead. I had the opportunity to meet you earlier when we were with Sean Knickerbocker.
Yes.
And so I had an opportunity to talk to you. We're out in the field. I think your dad was grilling breakfast. So tell us a little bit about the process that you went through to get to this point, and then what is your background, Steven?
So I'd like to start with the process. So I got an email from Richele and the whole STRATOS organization, just basically asking for a resume and an essay about why I love aviation and what I'm kind of doing to foster it and continue moving forward with the younger generation. And my essay kind of highlights my background a little bit in my resume. So I'm 18 years old. I'm a student here at the Central Florida Aerospace Academy, finishing my senior year. I have a month left. I started flying gliders when I was...
You're not counting down the days at all, are you?
Not at all.
Not at all, okay.
Not at all. I started flying gliders when I was 13. I soloed on my 14th birthday, got my private glider rating on my 16th birthday, private powered 17th, and my commercial on my 18th birthday for gliders, and then my CFI the next day.
Steven, I'm going to drop the mic and I'm going to walk away. You just run through this. That's amazing. That's amazing. Keep going. Keep going.
Yes. So I've been racing gliders since I got my glider private license. I've been competing in these regional, national, and upcoming world competitions since I was 17. I kind of started into the racing through my instructor. He was kind of pushing for me to get into the higher performance sailplanes.
Okay.
And we kind of had a fight with the board about it because I was so young. They weren't too sold on it, but we kind of got through the issues there and we worked it out. And it's worked well. I'm able to compete in the 2024 Junior World Gliding Championships as a pilot for Team USA.
And where is that going to be held?
Ostrov, Poland.
That is awesome. When do you go, Steven?
I leave in June, the very last week of June, and my crew arrives the first week of July.
Are you excited? Tell us.
I'm still processing it, to be honest. I mean, I'm so excited. This is like a once-in-a-lifetime thing, kind of along with the P-51 ride.
That is awesome. And Steven, tell us a little bit about what does your future hold? Where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years?
I think my future plans are just going to be to come back from Worlds, get my commercial license finished out, and then get a job flying to kind of start my career. I've been working with a couple companies, just kind of talking with them about different opportunities or even possible internships through them.
Okay.
And then I eventually want to end up at an airline. I'm not too certain on which airline yet, just because of how the market's working out.
Sure.
But I do want to end up at the airlines and college at some point.
That's awesome. Well, we want to wish you well, Steven. And I always, part of what we do here at FAN is we try to inspire the next generation. And so I love it when I have, when we have people like yourself on, Steven, because you truly are a flight lead and you're a mentor. And I want you to know that we've got several of our viewers that are looking up to you. What is a piece of advice for people that are in high school, your colleagues that are, and maybe some of your younger colleagues that are in the 9th, the 10th, and 11th grade? What would you say to them? What is the secret sauce? What's the recipe for success? What advice would you give to them?
I think something that I've taken away through all of my flight training is that nothing's really handed to you. You have to always kind of put in the effort to get what you want done and a little more, because you don't want to be at the bar. You want to be beyond the bar. Everybody wants to better themselves, or they should be at least.
Yeah.
So just kind of always keep pushing and pursuing towards your dreams, and that's going to make you the best that you can be, if not more.
That is awesome. Richele, talk a little bit, and I want to ask, I know that you've been at Sun and Fun for several years. We're celebrating 50 years. Where do you think Sun and Fun is headed? We're celebrating our past, we're with our present. What does the future hold? I know every time we come, there's something new, something different. What do you see for the future?
Oh, wow. Predicting the future.
See, I put her on the spot. You see how I did
I
that,
know.
Angela? Oh, don't wait.
I
You're
love
next.
it. Oh,
You're
no.
next.
I've been here for 8 years now, and I've seen a lot of changes. A lot of things are going in the right direction. The air show has been amazing this year. I think it gets better every year. You know, just as far as everything, we're at capacity with exhibitors, so everything's looking forward, you know, or looking positive in the future.
What about moving toward education? Is there anything new on the horizon as we move towards STEM education? Is there anything you can tell us?
I know that our education team at the Aerospace Center for Excellence has been hard at work. They've got a lot of great things going on. Skylab is crazy busy with students touring all throughout the year.
Yeah.
The playground that's currently being built. There's a lot of things going on, and I don't know if the news of what's coming out is public yet.
And maybe
but there are
not, so
great
we
things.
won't go there. We're just going to say stay tuned.
Right.
That's awesome, and absolutely for educators, for students, that Skylab is phenomenal.
It
Skylab
really is.
a phenomenal, and thank you for all that you've done to inspire and to promote. You've been a huge blessing and an asset
Thank
to Sun and Fun and to the students at the Central Florida Aerospace Academy. And so, Angela, I want to come to you. Tell us a little bit, what do you see in the future? What is for Stallion 51, continuing the STRATOS program? What's on the horizon?
Well, I 10 years in running, and I hope that it's in addition another 10 years down the road as well. But a couple of things is that, Richele touched on is the educational portion of the Skylab and all of that. But I don't know how many people attended the bash on Thursday night where we auctioned off the flight in the Mustang, and then we also announced Steven's winner as the winner of the project
Were you
STRATOS.
there?
Yes.
Of course.
Oh,
I brought him up on stage and made him speak, and
Yeah.
So that was always fun getting the kids to do that in front of a room full of 200 people or 250
I was going to say,
people.
I understand that it was quite packed.
Yes,
Yes.
it was.
That you had a packed house.
It was a great turnout.
that evening.
Yeah.
Were you nervous?
Yes.
All right, very good. So go ahead.
one of the things is that night they raised money for the brand new simulator that they're bringing in.
It's the Redbird.
It is the Redbird simulator. Guess what type of simulator it's going to be? P-51 Mustang.
P-51 Mustang.
And guess what it's going to be painted up as?
Crazy Horse.
Crazy Horse, which is very, very, and when I told Lee, he's very humbled and he's very appreciative. But that's going to be there in the museum there in the Skylab. So it's very nice.
For everyone to use.
Yeah.
Well,
from the
once again,
educational.
Lee has been, and I know for our guests that are watching, we've got one last night air show.
Yes, we do.
This evening. We also have I believe that Lee, Lauterbach, and Crazy Horse, if I'm correct, they're opening.
They are semi-opening. I
Semi-opening,
believe
okay.
if it's like Wednesday night, there's going to be like 2 acts before him, but he always flies right at dusk, right before that sun goes down. And so if anybody watched on Wednesday night, it was an incredible show, and he brought back the original Crazy Horse to fly in her again at the 50th anniversary, which he'd not flown in Crazy Horse in a while. It was always Crazy Horse 2 for a while.
Yeah.
So it was great to have the girl back, and I think they're showing some video there.
Yep, oh, we see it, there it is.
And of course, I'm very honored and very humbled to be able to narrate for him and to done that for over 25 years. So
That's awesome, Angela.
So, yeah, we look
and
forward to it.
One last question. Stephen, congratulations again for being our STRATOS winner for the year. We can't wait to hear, Angela, we're going to have to add his name to the list.
Oh, yes.
So we're going to have to hear where he goes. We're going to have to add him
Exactly.
to the list. When do you get to fly?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. And what time? And do you have any idea what awaits you in Crazy Horse? Any idea at all?
A little bit. We've spoken briefly about it, but tomorrow we're going to go more in depth with it.
Okay.
I believe we're discussing departing around the time of the air show.
Okay. And then you're going to head out, and I take it he's going to give you the ride of your life?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm guessing it's going to be a little different than what you do in a glider.
Yes.
Now, do you have an interest in flying?
Yes.
So you have an interest in taking the controls?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Stephen, we are going to follow your career. We want to say thank you to you and congratulations to you. We're going to have you back. I want to hear all about it.
Thank you.
I want to hear about it. Richele, thank you again for all that you do, all that you've done to be an inspiration to future aviators.
Thank you.
And Angela, it is always a gift.
Thank you, Lori.
To have you here, and thank you to you and Lee for being mentors and for continuing to share your passion and your
our
love.
honor.
I've been to your hangar. And I
Good.
tell you what, I'm going to invite everyone
Good,
to come
please.
see you, and they need to take that orientation
Yes,
flight,
they
because
do.
once they do,
It's-
their life will change forever.
It is definitely an addiction.
It is. It is. Well, I'll tell you what, my name is Lori Bradner. I'm with the Florida Aviation Network. We are here celebrating, as you've heard once again, 50 years of Sun and Fun. We are so excited. We always broadcast live and in the clear from the Central Florida Aerospace Academy, where Steven is graduating from in less than a month, I believe that he said. And so we ask that you would come join us not only today, we've got a beautiful weather, we've got something for everyone, ages 2 to 92, and be sure, I promise you, you do not want to miss Crazy Horse. Right at dusk, Lee Lauterbach and Crazy Horse as he opens the night air show tonight for the 50th annual Sun and Fun. Once again, I'm Lori Bradner with the Florida Aviation Network. We look forward to seeing you here.